journey's just begun. Pokemon, more the better. Pokemon, Team Rocket's on the run. Pokemon, we're friends forever. You've got the power right in your hand. They'll evolve before your eyes. A world of magic at your command. You can be a master if you try. Pokemon, Pokemon, the journey's just begun. Pokemon, more the better. Pokemon, Team Rocket's on the run. Pokemon, we're friends forever. You've got the power right in your hand. They'll evolve before your eyes. A world of magic at your command. You can be a master if you try. Pokemon, Pokemon, the journey's just begun. Pokemon, more the better. Pokemon, Team Rocket's on the run. Pokemon, we're friends forever. You've got the power right in your hand. They'll evolve before your eyes. A world of magic at your command. You can be a master if you try. Pokemon, Pokemon, the journey's just begun. Pokemon, more the better. Pokemon, Team Rocket's on the run. Pokemon, we're friends forever. You've got the power right in your hand. They'll evolve before your eyes. A world of magic at your command. You can be a master if you try. Pokemon.
Sorry everyone, I need a bonus minute. Hey everyone. Okay, now we can get started for real. Just want to set my timer for, let's do 11 minutes of warm up and 5, okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, we can get started now. Hey everyone, happy Saturday. Okay. What just disconnected? Everything's fine. I don't know what my computer's doing. So and Clackboy saying happy last Saturday of February. Thanks for the subscription, of course. Never necessary, but always deeply appreciated. Okay, we're good to get started. Let's just actually, why don't I restart the timer? I need an extra minute. I forgot my water bottle. But now we can get started for real. Yeah, so we'll play a few minutes of Pokemon Pinball and get into Pokemon Red, where we're about to do the most significant campaign against Team Rocket that exists in this game. The raid on Saffron City's Silphco building. And of course we immediately start by losing our ball. But so Collectible, you said, did you get to watch the VOD of my Pokemon Day stream yesterday? Unfortunately, the main surprise, that being the reveal of the new generation, was spoiled in advance a number of months ago by a hack that happened at Game Freak. Okay. Yeah, it was very early in the morning, so not many people were able to show up. Honestly, if it wasn't the 20th anniversary, I personally wouldn't have even bothered streaming it. Like last year, I think I recorded my reaction. I recorded it off stream. Yeah, I just recorded it, but I didn't hit to go live. And even if it was just such a non-event for me, there was nothing really, no exciting commentary or reactions. I didn't even bother uploading it, honestly. It was that, but because for the 30th anniversary, I know the biggest thing I realized, I was very surprised to realize that we're now at a point where Pokemon Go has existed for a third of the Pokemon franchise's lifespan, because it's at its 10-year anniversary, and if the franchise is 30 years old, then that means that's a clean, even third of the lifespan of Pokemon itself, which is like, okay, that's pretty scary. So what I've been working on lately outside of my Twitch stream, I am working on my book still. I unexpectedly added another poem to it this morning that I wrote a new poem out of nowhere. This morning I just woke up with some inspiration and banged it out in about an hour. Which is pretty, usually for something to go from not having a single word written to having something I could read with a beginning, middle, and end is about average. I just can't remember the last time I immediately got out of bed, got to my word processor, and just started writing immediately upon waking up. But I banged out something pretty powerful, and it was actually, or at least in my opinion, I mean, I'm just, as the person who wrote the poem, I'd like to think it's powerful, but for all I know, it could be pretentious and self-important, and not as good as I think. But The publisher will be the judge of that when they look over my manuscript, which is the main thing. Aside from writing that one poem, mainly I'm just reviewing the poems that I want for the collection, and then the order I will have them in. Now, Kalakaboy in chat is saying they're surprised they didn't do a special introduction to the new president of Nintendo President of America, Devin Pritchard. Well, the thing is, that's a Nintendo thing. This is a Pokemon thing. You have to remember, the Pokemon Company is a separate entity from Nintendo. I mean, Game Freak, they did an Xbox 360 exclusive game as recently as just, in the Xbox 360 generation, they did an Xbox exclusive game. They are not owned by Nintendo. They're an independent company, and Nintendo, Game Freak, and I think Creatures each have a 1/3 stake in the Pokemon Company. So yeah, like the things like Nintendo does are, Nintendo and Game Freak, it's not like it wasn't a Nintendo Direct, it was very specifically for Pokemon, and when there's focus on the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise, there's really no reason for the Pokemon Company to distract from that by talking about the new Nintendo of America president. Now, it's not even the president of Nintendo Company Limited, it's an America-specific thing at that, so... I know what I did find out that I was not aware of. Spoilers, I was planning on playing Rayman once I finished Pokemon Red, but I came to find out, I know they mentioned a reimagined soundtrack. I thought they meant like remastered tracks. No, what they meant was they actually wrote a completely new soundtrack for Rayman 1 for the 30th anniversary edition, because they had some kind of copyright problems or licensing disputes for the original music, and I was not aware that somehow the way that Ubisoft commissioned the original music for Rayman, like they were licensing it from the musician that they commissioned it from, which is, I've heard of things like that for like Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, when it takes place, in the 80s, and they license a bunch of 80s music, real life commercial music from the 1980s, then if they wanted to release the game, they'd have to renegotiate the contracts to have that music appear in the game. But I never heard of a game where the developer and publisher commissioned a soundtrack for that game, and the rights to republish that soundtrack remain with the artist. Because it's amazing. Like, imagine if they made, like, a new remaster of Super Mario Brothers, and it just had totally different music, and be like, oh, it's an reimagined soundtrack, and I'd be like, no, I don't want to hear some random music, I want to hear the Mario music, and this is not the music that the game is famous for. So, right now, I believe Ubisoft has said that they've heard the backlash and they're trying to see what they could do to get the original music added back into the game. Unless that music is added back into the game, I definitely will not be playing the 30th anniversary version of Rayman as my new game after this. So we'll see what happens. But, okay, so... alright. So in about 5 minutes, we'll move on to Pokemon. So if you got to see Kalakaboy at the start of my VOD yesterday, I caught that Snorlax, and then I did a bunch of prep for going into Saffron City, which is, even though I've always considered Celadon to be a bigger feeling city than Saffron City was. Because Saffron City is the central city of the Kanto region, and Saffron City is supposed to be a representation of Tokyo, but I would say that I always felt like Saffron was kind of like the big city of the Kanto. Oh, doggone, right when I get an Ultra Ball as my Pokeball for the first time, we go and lose it. First thing. Just Murphy's Law in action. Yeah, hey, so, Kalakaboy, does this, game make you nostalgic for when I first revealed my, my Lunarian H, VTuber model? because this was the game that I was playing, you know, behind the webcam as Human H, when I had that fight with the advanced controller, and he zapped Human H into the penalty zone, and he had to go jump through different universes to find a replacement for Human H, and ended up finding me. Yeah, this was the game that Lunarian H was playing on his Game Boy Night system when the advanced controller interrupted his stream and started addressing him in Tokipona. Aww. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we'll go back to the blue table. See if we can catch at least one Pokemon in the 2.5 minutes remaining. Oh, not quite. Come on. Oh, okay. Well, I had to... That took so much... I remember that took so much rehearsing and so much practice to get it right the first time, and to make that all of that work the way it did, because so much of that storyline of the stream that night had to involve like me being at the second to last level of Sonic the Hedgehog at 7 p.m. when the meteor was allegedly going to fall onto Earth of Redemption Center 1, and Human H had that bet with the advanced controller that he could quit the XLO Streamer Boost program if the meteor did not hit as AdCon predicted. Yeah, well, but yeah, so I'm working on my book, and I'm very close to... I'd say about 2 or 3 hours of work away from being able to finally submit the manuscript, and this is something I've been working on since January 2024 is when I first started working on this. It was my very first, like, got the concept for this poetry collection, started working on it, and... Okay. Will it be available on Amazon? Yeah, it will be. I can't say a timeline for that, because I don't know what revisions or what if the publisher's waiting for a manuscript from me for years. I don't know if they'll approve the concept of it. I believe that they're gonna like it. I expect they're gonna like it, and yeah, it'll be on Amazon. It'll probably be on the publisher's website too. Doubt it'll be in any major bookstores. I know at least a couple it'll get into, smaller bookstores. But yeah, we got it. Come on, it's the day after Pokemon Day. We gotta catch that Pikachu. Oh, come on, we gotta catch Pikachu. Will there be illustrations? There'll definitely be cover art. There'll probably not be illustrations, because that kind of stuff gets very expensive very quickly. And I don't have that kind of money. Or they'd have to be a very good reason to have illustrations. And, for my... Alright. Oh, come on. We gotta get to the shelters. Oh, come on! Once we either catch or don't catch this Pikachu... Once we either catch or don't catch this Pikachu, we'll move on to Pokemon Red. Yeah! Come on! Yeah, okay. Only a few more. We're about to lose our Ball Saver. Not the most flattering sprite Pikachu has ever had. No! Okay. Yeah, good job, Pikachu. Good job betraying your own there. Guaranteeing we make this catch. Nice! Okay. I don't think we have Pikachu already. Alright, now that I see you redeemed Game Boy Night, but I'm not going to be able to redeem that for Pokemon Pinball because we are in Game Boy Color mode for this game, and I can't activate the filter that I used for Game Boy Night in that mode. But I'm just swapping out the cartridge real quick. Oops, I accidentally hit that button twice. Okay, there we go. here we'll set our timer for 47 minutes until our first break screen of the game. Alright. There we go. And we'll get started. And we'll put it over into the proper GB night mode. We'll end lore and universe explanation for the Game Boy Night. And we can get started. Alright, so one thing I did do research on, real quick, is... Oh, where's my... Here we go. So I did a little research, and it's Beedrill's at level 35, and it has learned Agility, which is the final move that it learns. And we have a bunch of obsolete... We have a move that we rarely use. I'm going to replace it. Yeah, I did some research here. So the move we're going to replace it with is... so we go to... Here we go. TM6. We only get to use TMs one time, so we gotta make this count. Boot it up a TM. It contained Toxic. Teach Toxic to a Pokemon? Yes. We'll teach it to Beedrill. Beedrill's trying to learn Toxic, but Beedrill can't learn more than 4 moves. Delete an older move to make room for Toxic? Yes. Which move should we have forgotten? I believe I wanted to do Pin Missile. Okay, so Pin Missile has 25, and yeah, I'm looking up at Poison. Okay, actually, I want to get rid of Poison Sting is actually what we want to get rid of. There we go. Got Poison Sting and learn Toxic. Yay! Okay. Would I like to save? Yes. And unfortunately, I forgot to press the add button before I switched games, so y'all are gonna have to sit through an ad. Yeah, I have some minor Team Rocket Street presence here, but it's gonna get a lot worse when we go. And now you can cross the... Oh wait, I forgot there's a little tiny area that has the root music and not the Sylph's latest product, released to be determined. I don't say what it is. Trainer tips. New Great Ball offers improved capture rates. Try it on those hard to catch Pokemon. And what have we got down here? Yeah, so we've got a lot of dummy houses to give the sense of a large city. But it would be great if the Elite Four came and stomped Team Rocket. Yeah, you'd think that would be part of their job description. Sylphco is very famous. That's why it attracted Team Rocket. So, what does this lady say? Pokemon growth rates differ from species to species. Wow, they actually said species, like in the singular. Yeah, typically people say species to species, but, yeah, I guess that's technically more correct. With Sylph under our control, we can exploit Pokemon around the world. I'm glad you have kept your evil organization's plans so secret. Mr. Psychic's house. Wait, don't say a word. You wanted this. Age received TM29. TM29 is psychic. It can lower the target's special abilities. Okay. It's interesting that they made it sort of a big deal out of this one guy's house. I forgot that character existed. He's taking a snooze. Silphco office building. Being evil makes me feel so alive. Can you tell that these are the bad guys? Okay, this is the sign about the Great Ball. Yeah, we don't have unique music in this city. Saffron belongs to Team Rocket. Oh, all the civilian houses are blocked. What do you want? Get lost. Boss said he'll take this town. Oh, we can't, okay. Fighting Dojo. Get out of the way. No, actually, it's you're the one who's in the way. Yeah, the gym leader is the actual official Pokemon League gym of the city. Has a Team Rocket guy like preventing entry and exit. If only there were a bunch of like talented trainers led by like a government-sanctioned Pokemon gym leader that could do anything to put a stop to this. Meanwhile, like the secondary sort of unofficial bootleg gym. Fighting Dojo. Hoo-ha! You're trespassing in our fighting dojo. Yeah, we're gonna fight. We're gonna get through here. See if we can get a little more extra experience before we go into the Sylph building. Black Belt sent out Machop. Oh, we are significantly over-leveled. Yeah, he's body slam. Oh, okay, I was not expecting that. They actually use items. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Black Belt's about to use Mankey. Rest. Yeah, we'll just tear through him. Yeah, that hit was only a strong... Nice one-hit KO. Black Belt's about to use Primate. Critical hit. Ah, doggone. Yeah. Close, but not quite. We'll have Pikachu come out next, who's... Actually, I didn't realize Pikachu was under-leveled, so they might as well get all the experience points for now. Wow, that was actually, That's more like it. H defeated Black Belt. Oof, I give up. No, we're not gonna... Is everyone else... Yeah. Actually, we're gonna go back. Yeah, we're going to save on items for now. At the cost of time, we're gonna save on items. And we're gonna go ahead and actually wheel ourselves back over to the Pokemon Center. To heal up. Because we don't have a whole bunch of money. The items I do have with me, I want to last me until through to the end of the Sylph building, hopefully without me having to buy any more stuff. But while we're at the Pokemon Center, we can deposit. Yeah, well, let's deposit that Psychic HM we got. I don't believe I have any Actually, just for the sake of doing so, let's take a spot check on which of our Pokemon could theoretically learn that move. I believe it's Psychic. Boot up a TM, it contains Psychic. Teach Psychic to a Pokemon, yes. only Jigglypuff can learn that move. We'll check later to see if that's a good move to teach them. But for now, we'll put that in there. There are a lot of very good items to be found inside the self-building, so I don't want to have as many spots available as possible. Okay, so TM29 was stored via PC. I may not remember TM29 specifically, but I will remember that I do have the Psychic HM, and I can just look it up in a chart and make sure we... But for now, let's switch. Okay, so I already put Pikachu at the top of the list. Everyone else is at level 35. And we are gonna go to... there we go. We're gonna go to... There we go. We're gonna go to Game Boy mode, but we are using the screen filter for the Game Boy Light. Actually, in honor of Pokemon Day. Yeah, let's use the ugly green screen filter for old time's sake. I mean, when I got my Game Boy Color, I didn't even have any color games for it for the longest time. I was just glad to be able to play Game Boy on a much higher quality screen with much sharper visuals, but I am nostalgic for the old green screen DMG 001 look, because that is what my layout is based around, and this is how I first experienced Pokemon back in the day. I hear you're good. Show me. Oh wow, a word's gotten around at this point, huh? Yeah, so I am working on, in addition to my my book, I am working on a new autism video. Depending on what I do after the stream, I might be... we'll see what I do. And I have a number of projects that I could be working on tonight after the stream ends, but let's start off with Thunderwave. Decreases chances of not being able to move. And use Flash. Ooh, yeah, we'll go ahead and use... Yeah, we actually are... Yeah, I have a number of projects I could go to work on after the stream. I don't want to use... Yeah, let's bring out Jigglypuff, have him finish this. And I used X attack. Yeah, I don't want to have to heal them. Okay. No, this is something different from Barrier Aggression. I do make some references to some things I addressed in the National Council on Severe Autism, but I guess I'm setting my sights a little higher because this time I'm actually going to be confronting a actual doctor who's spreading misinformation about autism. So, and just so everyone knows, I'm not going to be attempting to confront, like, vaccine conjecture or those types of conspiracy theories. It's frankly, there's more than enough people covering that as it is, and I'm not very interested. It just does not excite me. I have no interest in addressing that. In fact, there are many things this person does that I don't even bother to address, because there are many points this person makes that I'm just not interested in addressing. And once again, for all of the online activism you see from autistic self-advocates, I kind of find it odd that no one's confronted this person or made a response video of any kind. I don't know why that is. I mean, most of the people who are active in autistic self-advocacy that I am friends with are people I know, like, personally, like, in real life. Wowie wow. Did not expect that. Didn't see that one coming. Alright. Well, it looks like the only alternative is to unleash with Dragon Rage. Yeah, critical hit, but yeah, it's kind of wild that Gyarados isn't an actual dragon. I believe... Doesn't Gyarados have a Mega Evolution? I think it actually gets Dragon type in that. Pikachu gets Oh yeah, 35. Just as we hoped. Judge, 1 point. Alright, we'll switch. Yeah, and it's kind of cool that the nothing tough frightens me. Yeah, can't be a dragon without limbs or wings. Hey, wait a second now. I have some very strong opinions on that, and I think Dragonair would too. Would on that. So I break boulders for trading. Yeah, but no, but I do. But like, to be, I know mythologically, culturally. There's precedence to the contrary, but for me personally, like, I consider Dragonair, Milotic, I consider Gyarados, I consider them sea serpents and not dragons. The same way that I consider, like, sea serpents and lake monsters, like, a different classes of creature. Like, a lake monster to me is, like, a plesiosaur, like, classic Nessie type. Alright. So So we'll try the new move Toxic next, and it should actually instantly poison them. Yeah, you know, okay, alright. Yeah. So, Mecha Kong, I actually fell asleep. I never did this before. It's something I've heard of other people doing, but I actually fell asleep to your stream in the glow of my, my smartphone sitting on my chest watching your stream last night, like in bed with the lights out. And when I woke up, it was like right when you were about to raid into somebody, and my phone was so freaking warm. Because I guess I normally don't have it running that long, so doing something like watching a stream on Twitch. So it was quite a thing. Used X attack, but not a antidote or anything like that. Not anything that would actually risk turning the tide of this battle. I'm glad he can make it. Well, you know, it's funny. I watched. Yeah, I watched you play that, and I first played Kirby's Block Ball on the 3DS Virtual Console, the first copy of that game I ever owned. I don't have a physical copy yet for my Analog Pocket, but I didn't remember anything that I saw. I just remember playing it, I remember liking it, I remember thinking this could be one of my future favorites of all time, and then I played maybe an hour or so of it and never played it again, I guess. Do I want to... Yeah, we'll save and keep going. Yeah, it was, no, it's always, if a game is not working... Oh yeah, and Mecha Kong, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, either, like, just, you know, like in messages or on stream. When I heard that Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition had a reimagined soundtrack, I thought they meant a remastered soundtrack. I didn't know that they created an entirely new original soundtrack to replace the original one. Because the reason I didn't think that is because, one, that makes no sense and it's stupid, and two, that they actually did that for Beyond Good and Evil. They actually re-recorded the entire soundtrack, and yeah, the tracks were a little different. There's some I like more, there's some I like more than the original ones, there's some I like the original ones better, but they redid the soundtrack, but they were still the same compositions, you know, but yeah, I didn't realize that. I never heard of unless I'm not talking about like Grand Theft Auto. Why do I keep doing that? I used the wrong move. It's not like it's Grand Theft Auto Vice City where they had a bunch of licensed music to play on the radio and they'd have to renegotiate that to re-release the game as it originally was. I never heard of a developer / publisher commissioning a soundtrack for a game, specifically for their own game, and then having copyright problems where they couldn't use the music that they commissioned for their own game for a re-release. So yeah, and apparently an Ubisoft employee said that they are working on trying to renegotiate to get the rights back to the music. So they had some apparently the original composer passed away, and I don't know if there was some kind of problem contacting his estate, or if they, or what was going on. But I know what so we have a Kalakaboy in chat redeeming the Sodor lore reading. So we're going to, for just a couple of minutes, well, yeah, we'll keep track of it. We don't need to make it a formal thing. We'll read a little deep lore of the history of the island of Sodor. So today, we are going to read, this is a big entry. So we're going to read the first page. Actually, no. So we're going to read the first part of Skarloey, Lake in the Woods, or Hooded Wills. Saka means Hooded Willside, and Loey means lake. So Skarloey means lake in the woods. Here, the terminal station of the line stands high above the place it serves. The lake of the view in its village from the station platform is breathtaking no matter how often one sees it. The lake lies in a hollow completely surrounded by woods. It would seem that the hollow's origin was volcanic, and the existence of warm springs supports that view. The lake is fed into the mountain massif, and drains through a concealed cleft into the Howane Dewey. The topography and soundings of the place are such that in former days a stranger approaching it from any direction would have a great difficulty in finding it. As mentioned above, it was accidentally rediscovered by the railway surveyors, and the company seized on its potentialities as a spa and beauty spot, renaming the railway accordingly. But remoteness and difficulty of access from the station they had built dashed hopes of Seamus Turbach and his associates, and it was not till 1953 when the following discovery of the Book of Sir Harold, now in the Island Record Office, that Skarloey was realized to be a place of historical importance as the secret sanctuary to which the document makes such necessary guarded reference. So, alright. There we go. So that's a little bit more about the actual location, Skarloey, of the Skarloey Railway. And, I know, Mechakong, I think you were even mentioning to me you were even mentioning to me that there was a little kerfluffle big kerfluffle over the soundtrack, but I did not realize that, they actually replaced the soundtrack, not just, reconsidered it, or, remastered it in a way that people didn't like. I didn't realize. So, right now, if by the time I get to playing Rayman, if they have not replaced the soundtrack with the original soundtrack, or at least new versions of the original tracks, I'm going to get a copy of Rayman Advance and play that on stream, because Rayman Advance is the version of Rayman 1 that I personally have experience with. Nah, we'll keep going. Yeah, it's the version that I personally have experience with, and I think that when I got that as my first Game Boy Advance game, when Game Boy Advance came out, I really wanted to... I was always sort of a staunch proponent of handheld and portable gaming. I really did want it to be elevated and taken more seriously in the eyes of my gaming friends, and for it to have more prominence. I really did want portable gaming to be as common as using a Walkman, which is kind of to an extent is already how things were in New York City where I grew up, but and it's certainly like that now that mobile gaming has come about. But I feel like I wanted to be able to show my friends, because I'd heard stories of people who really weren't familiar with Game Boy Color and the advantages Game Boy Advance has over Game Boy Color, who saw people playing Super Mario Advance and weren't very impressed by it, thinking, oh, it looks just like the last one, not realizing, you know, if you don't have Super Mario Bros. Deluxe to show right alongside Super Mario Advance, it can be easy to sort of overlook the advantages. And Mekyong is saying they agree as they literally play their Vita right now. Yeah, I know you're talking about a lot of those games on Vita that you would like to stream and but are really hard to emulate even if you chose to do that, just because of all of the unique physical characteristics of the Vita console that are difficult or impossible to emulate effectively. But so I wanted something that showed more of an obvious evolution to the Game Boy Color, which would be, I mean, Rayman Advance was so significant. I was already played Rayman 2, so I was happy with Rayman Advance. I was familiar with the Rayman franchise. I mean, I'd known of it for years, I just never played any Rayman games till Rayman 2. And comparing Rayman Advance to Super Mario Advance, even though I love Super Mario Advance, Rayman Advance is such an the animation is, I feel, is much more ambitious than Super Mario Advance, which you wish to challenge us? Expect no mercy. I missed a lot of the flavor text, unfortunately. So I mean, considering Super Mario Advance is arguably just an enhanced port of the Super Nintendo version of Super Mario Bros. 2. So you have a new 32-bit system, but your headliner title is a 32-bit remake of a 16-bit remake of an 8-bit game. Want something a little more ambitious. And so while Rayman Advance is an obvious downgrade from any other version of any of the versions of Rayman that came out on PlayStation, Saturn, and Atari Jaguar, it was a game that was designed for a more powerful system. So the fact that you have a game that was designed with higher-end 32-bit home consoles and 64-bit, home consoles in mind, running an acceptable port on a handheld was, I think, notable enough for me. So Rayman Advance was actually my first, and I never actually owned Super Mario Advance as a standalone cartridge, but ironically I had my friend's manual and box from his own copy of Super Mario Advance. I played Super Mario Advance on the Wii U's Virtual Console. I believe I have a copy now. Yeah, I do have a copy for Game Boy Advance now. Mekyong is saying their Superstation is about to be shipped, so they'll be able to, they want to dive into Pac-Man World and Rayman. Yeah, we're getting our butt kicked over here. But, well, I mean, he said expect no mercy, so. Dragon Rage. Yeah, we'll use Dragon Rage. Yeah, I just don't have the I don't have the money and I don't have the physical space right now for another because I'll tell you what's on my desk right now next to my computer. There's my Wii U, which I have not. It's been plugged in, but I have not turned it on and looked and booted it up for years. It's been plugged in with the power, on, but I haven't booted it up in years. The last game I played on my Wii U is New Super Mario Bros. Years ago. And then I've got my Analog Pocket in its dock. I've got my streaming PC, and my Analog Mega SG, which I have also not used in years. So here comes Hitmonchan. We will not be sending out. Yeah, we'll get to choose one of these. Yeah, we'll use Dragon Rage. And the Mekyong is saying their Wii U's in the closet waiting to be modded, they'll get around to it. Okay, if you're planning to mod... I know, I don't know if I have one of the Wii U's that will, brick itself if it's left unplugged for too long. I believe that's, sort of the later runs of the Wii U console. I believe I have one of the earlier ones that don't have that problem, but... Nice, we leveled up. And so I am, leaving it. Black belt. Hwah! Beaten. Got 925 for winning. Indeed, I have lost, but I beseech you, do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prized fighting Pokemon. Choose whichever you like. Yeah, we'll go deal with that later. Add one more to the Pokedex. And we got through that without using a single healing item, which is great. But since Gyarados has leveled up, we'll put him on the bottom of the lineup for now. Netcom saying there's a handful of stuff they still want to play on it, even with all the porting to Switch. Yeah, I don't know. Like, with Switch 2, I'm torn between the quality of life features in Wind Waker HD and being able to easily play the original version of the game on the Switch 2. Not that I even have a Switch 2 or plan on getting one. Because honestly, I feel like Wind Waker HD ruined the lighting and the cell shading. Well, not ruined, but it damaged what was accomplished with the cell shading of the original GameCube version of Wind Waker with the way they decided to mess with the lighting system. So I'm like, okay, but the quality, you know, the fast sail and the fewer Triforce pieces would be great for my playthrough of the game. But I don't know. It's yeah, Mechacon, you're saying you're torn as well? Yeah, I know I will definitely play. And then, like, with Wind Waker HD, I also have the same problem. Because with Twilight Princess HD. Because I played the Wii version of Twilight Princess. To play, the only way I could have to play the Wii version of Twilight Princess, that being the mirrored version of the game, I would have to play in hard mode. And I'm like, why should I have to play in hard mode to play with the orientation of the map that was in the Wii version? Or I could play in normal mode, but the game's gonna be mirrored, so it's gonna be weird and unfamiliar to me, which is just as well, because, I mean, I've only played through the game, I only played the game from the beginning to end once. So here we are in the Sylph building, which has been infiltrated by Team Rocket. Well, not even infiltrated. It's been besieged by Team Rocket. They are explicit. They have not covertly snuck their way in. They have explicitly taken the building over. Wii is the mirrored one, and it's really stupid why they did this. So they wanted, I guess, to make since the majority of players would be right-handed, they wanted to make Link be right-handed, even though traditionally he is a left-handed character throughout all his incarnations. But the easiest way to have Link hold the sword in his right hand was to mirror the entire game. And it's ridiculous to me because it's not even like with Skyward Sword where like there's one-to-one sword play. All the waggle is for the sword play is just a substitute for a button press. So it's kind of ridiculous that they inverted the whole game to make more people feel like they related more to Link holding the sword in his right hand, because that you waggling the controller has no bearing on which hand you're using. But Mechacon is saying, right, yeah, no interest on the Wii one for me, so the decision is GameCube versus Wii U. Yeah, the thing about the Wii U one is the Wii U one has the option to play mirrored like the Wii version or traditional like GameCube, but to play it mirrored, you have to play in what they call master mode. Hey kid, what are you doing here? Yeah, we'll be clearing out these Team Rocket grunts. Not that they're called that, they're just called Rockets at this point. We'll be dispatching these Team Rocket agents one at a time. And in about 12 minutes, we'll take our first break. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to raise a Sea Serpent team, have Lapras, Dragonair, I already have Gyarados, but in the interest of completing this game quicker, I'm probably going to be sticking with the team we have right now, unfortunately. And it's kind of funny, I could see myself maybe playing this game one more time in my entire life, and if I do, it might be something new like Yellow, which I never played before. I do find it interesting that Okay. Yeah, I found it interesting that they chose Fire Red and Leaf Green to be put on Switch for the Pokemon's 30th anniversary. And to me, what that says is that Fire Red and Leaf Green are the oldest form of Pokemon Red and Green, Red and Blue, you know, the original Gen 1 games, that Game Freak doesn't feel embarrassed by. And when I say embarrassed, I mean, like, yeah, this is a good game. This is a great game. It established the franchise, right? But playing this as a modern gamer who did not grow up with this, like, let's say someone who's just was born 18 years ago today, right? Going back to this is honestly kind of like taking out a Ford Model T for a spin. Where, like, yes, it's an important historical vehicle that revolutionized the North American automotive industry, for better or worse, but someone familiar with how to drive a modern vehicle is not going to know what to do in a Model T. There's no power steering. The pedals they do not do what you'd expect. Your acceleration is different. The way you control and brake is completely different. The way you start up the car is different. And that's kind of what playing these old Gen 1 Pokemon games are like, to the point where, to introduce people to the roots of Pokemon who may not have grown up with them, I really do feel like Fire Red and Leaf Green is ideal choices in terms of brand management, if I was going to think that way. And it just so happens that Pokemon Red and Green have lots of in-game tutorial features and an actual fully featured reference guide on how basic functions. It explains, like, okay, here's how the overworld works. Here's how battles work. Here's how, when you go to a new town, talk to people for hints about what to do next. It really explains in detail the concept of what the game is in a way that I've never seen it do. And it's not like it has tutorial features. It has, like, a guide on the basic functions of the game itself. In terms of having lots of things like in-game explanations for what elements certain moves are and how powerful certain moves are, it is the oldest version of Gen 1 that has those elements in it. So it's a good choice, honestly, even though I would wish they would make the older Pokemon games available. The only re-release the original Pokemon games have ever had remains to be the 3DS Virtual Console releases for Pokemon Red and Blue, which were done for this series' 20th anniversary. You got a little scratch on my chin there. And we'll use Slash again. Enemy Raticate fainted. Only one more Pokemon. He's got a nearly full team. Yeah, let Pikachu have a little fun. We are a full 10 levels. I believe the actual gym is more around the range of level 35. Than 25, if I remember correctly from what little research I did, which was just glancing forward in the guide. Yay, we won. I goofed! Yep, you done goofed, son. Silphco will be merged with Team Rocket. Yeah, if only real-life evil schemes were this transparent. Na. It's off limits here. Go home. Scientist wants to fight. Scientist sent out Magnemite. Yeah, so this, I don't know if the scientist was a self-employee that sided with Team Rocket, but, yeah, I think... Nice, we got him burned. And yeah, let's see Slash. Critical hit. They're knocked out. About to use Voltorb. We will not change Pokemon. Now, I believe Fire is super effective against Steel? But Voltorb and Magnemite are not Steel types in this game. So, yeah, the Steel type wasn't even invented until Pokemon Gold and Silver. So they definitely will not be appearing in this game. Enemy Voltorb fainted. Charmeleon gained 18 EXP points. Nice, we got the level 36. About to use Magneton. Yeah, we'll switch. We'll let, yeah, send out Beedrill. This, probably a weird choice, but, in terms of typing, but I believe this should poison them. Badly poisoned, wow. Hey there, Azurest. Happy Saturday. So we'll, yeah, so the thing about Toxic, I had to look this up. So if your Pokemon is a higher level than the opposing Pokemon, it will be poisoned. I believe that's how it works. But Beedrill got paralyzed in return, so... And, come on, come on! Mukamu! Yeah, you did it! Okay. H defeated Scientist. You're good. Got 1400. Here it comes. Wait. Here it okay. We'll delay it just this once. We'll delay it just this once. We'll delay only this once unless okay. Okay, so we want to use a Paralyze Heal. And we want to use a Lemonade. Yeah, we nearly fully healed, and then we'll use... We have a Super Potion down here, yeah, let's use that. Just to patch up Charmeleon. And we'll save the game real quick while we take a look at our player's guide. We'll pull this up. So Charmeleon. Let's look in our player's guide here. So Charmeleon. So if we allow them to remain a Charmeleon, but they'll be weaker, but they will learn Slash. Wait, didn't at level 33? Did they not learn? I believe. Okay, they learned Slash. Okay, they'll learn Flamethrower at level 42 and Fire Spin at 55. If we let them evolve, they'll learn Flamethrower at 46 and Fire Spin at 55. And so, actually, okay, so that's funny. They learn Fire Spin one level later as a Charmeleon, but they'll learn Flamethrower at level 42 instead of 46. So next level up, we'll go ahead and actually let them evolve. There's not any unique move they could only learn as a Charmeleon, so we'll go ahead and let our Charmeleon become our first Pokemon to reach a level 3 evolution aside from our Beedrill here. Can you solve the maze in here? Okay, there's a warp tile here. This here, but now that Azurest is here, why don't we go into Game Boy Light mode? Because I know Azurest has an easier time seeing it when it's in this setting, and I think everyone does, frankly. It's certainly softer on my eyes. No kids are allowed in here. And around the time, two Pokemon and 2 minutes left for this section of the stream. We'll use 29. We'll use critical hit. Yeah. Nice. Hit the enemy 4 times. Yeah, we could definitely knock them out. Now, Mechakong's saying they had to order some literal rose-tinted glasses because of constant screen caused headaches. So expect my nostalgia to be even worse now. Well, I know I had... oh yeah, the Game Boy Light, which is like actually, I felt actual physical, like, rejection of that by my eyes, but so, yeah, we'll use Game Boy Light mode. And if you've ever seen the type of screen that this is emulating or simulating in real life, you know how cool this looks. I would have loved to be playing this in the backseat of my parents' car back in the 90s. Would have been so dope, you know, late at night. Will we change Pokemon? Nah. Send out Zubat. We will, definitely, cut to the chase and try to knock them out quickly. Uh-oh. Alright, we got confused. We got confused, everybody. Nah, they hurt themselves. Come on, break through. You can do it. You can do it. No! They hurt themselves again. No! Okay, we made it. We made it. We made it. Okay. Wing attack, that's a flying type attack. We want to switch. We'll switch to Jigglypuff. They used wing attack again. Alright, so use butt. No, not again. Come on, you're not easy to confuse, Jigglypuff. You know, no! Doggone, we did... I got confused. Okay. Man, I am just having the worst luck with confusion in this battle. This battle would be... Okay, nice, finally. Oh yeah, this battle would have been over like 3 or 4 turns ago if I wasn't losing all those metaphorical coin tosses. But Beedrill got to level 36, which is great. They won't be learning any more moves through leveling up, so... Tough. Yeah, that's right. So let's patch up our team a little bit here. We'll use a freshwater on Jigglypuff. Yeah, we're definitely at the point where the freshwater has gone from being a full heal to being a patch-up type item. But we'll so we got we have Beedrill and Pikachu. We've got, yeah, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, and Nidorino still to level up. We'll save the game for the moment. Alright, and we will go do our first break. And, where's it? Yeah, there's our break button. Yep, so I will be back in 6 minutes. I'll use this opportunity to run some ads so they won't interrupt our actual gameplay like for the first section. And then we'll get back. I doubt we'll beat the Silphco building tonight, but I want to see how far. I want to do 3 hours, if not even maybe 3.5 or 4 of gameplay tonight. So let's see how far we can get. Hey, I'm back, everybody. And... Alright, everything looks fine. Yeah, and I definitely remembered to run the ad break. So, we will set the timer for another 60 minutes of gameplay. And, jump back into our liberation of the Silphco building. Oh, there we go. And we are off to the races. Yeah, I do quit out of the game on the Analog Pocket each time we do a break, so that I want my in-game hours to somewhat reflect the amount of time I actually spent playing, which is, let's take a look at what we've got right now, which is 39 hours and 24 minutes. And we've got 5 out of the 8 badges. Yeah, this, when we complete this dungeon, not that I thought of it as a dungeon back in the 90s, but when we complete this, we'll need a key card to open that. Yeah, once we complete this, we'll be able to do the psychic type gym for this city, which is run by Sabrina. Alright, there's a warp pad there. So we're on floor 3. I believe there are 10 or 11 floors to this. It's actually, this spot looks suspicious. I don't think I'm remembering something from, like, you know, nearly 30 years. No. It was worth a try. It felt like the kind of spot where a game developer would put an invisible item. But we'll go down here, we'll fight this guy real quick. Quit messing with us, kid. Yeah, yes, 3 Pokemon. He sent out Eradicate. And it's always the same with these evil team leaders. They often have some kind of generic normal type and a bunch of... They tend to have normal and poison types. But yeah, so we've got a number of options here. Let's try to use... yeah. Okay, it's not as bad as it sounded. Okay. Yeah, Hyper Fang sounds like, oh no, we're gonna get totally decimated, but it wasn't so bad. And yeah, one more Horn Attack should do it. Nice. Eradicate painted. We're about to... have we fought a Hypno yet? Yeah, I don't even know if we fought a Drowsy before. I believe so. Back in the Team Rocket hideout. But we'll, yeah, it did not affect... Oh, come on. Ah, it's super effective. Okay. So now we know for next time how we might want to manage our leveling. Now, Body Slam, yeah. Yeah, they're, nice. They're paralyzed. Great. I forgot Body Slam could do that. So while they're... Actually, yeah, let's use Rest. Yeah, so it's a full heal, but it takes 2 turns, because you do have to wake them back up. And it does... And the thing about the Poke Flute, I guess the drawback, this will awaken the opponent's sleeping Pokemon as well, but how likely is it? How about that? Okay. Yeah, you have to use Poke Flute twice in a row. And we will go ahead and finish that off. And their last Pokemon is going to be another Raticate. Did I change Pokemon? No. And... yeah, let's use Defense Curl. Let's bulk up a bit. Jigglypuff's defense rose, and now we'll go on the offensive. Jigglypuff's defense fell. Jigglypuff used Body Slam. Yeah, I don't mind. Wasn't expecting results that effective, even though I've significantly over-leveled compared to their Pokemon, so... H defeated Raticate. I give up. Hint, you could open doors with the key card. I wouldn't have guessed. I work for Sylph. What should I do? Any attempt to... I just defeated and disarmed this trainer right here, so there's really no one stopping you from leaving the building right now. What always I felt was weird, just there random beds laying around. Down here is just another warp pad. Let's take a look. I want to take a look at the guide real quick. I want to see. So Pikachu is number 25, 24, 25. So basically, we're waiting to learn Thunder at level 43 right now. And once that happens, we can go ahead and evolve to Raichu. So we're 7 levels away from evolving to Raichu, because as soon as they learn Thunder, I have no interest in keeping them as a Pikachu. And I do think that Raichu is a cooler Pokemon than Pikachu. And everyone get your sunglasses ready, because Kalakaboy just redeemed Game Boy Night for 20 entire minutes. So have fun having the full Virtual Boy experience. And for those who are not familiar with, I need to make a Steam Deck button, so I don't need to manually type out that command every time. But yeah, I'll go ahead and save. But we'll, yeah. Do I want to? No, we want to. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll give them a lemonade. Recovered 80 HP. Now. Yeah, I'll go ahead and save, and we'll I don't think I ever used this this method before, but I'm gonna go up each floor exploring everything I can without messing with the warp pads. Intruders spotted. Rocket wants to fight. Is sent out an Ekans, the famous painter and sculptor. And so, yeah, we're not going to use poison attacks, poison type attacks on it. It's not going to be very effective. I'm going to focus on our. I did not. It seems like we're kind of over leveled for this dungeon, to be honest. Though I expect the boss of this dungeon is going to put up a decent fight. Yeah, this is another poison type, so we don't want to spend too much time. Alright, enemy Zubat fainted. About to use Cubone. Yeah, I believe doing Fuchsia first has led to us being rather over-leveled, arguably, for this, but it's, I mean, yeah, it was kind of a tough slog getting through those routes to go south of Lavender Town and to Fuchsia. So having an easy time here is kind of our reward for doing all that training, I guess you could say. Now, eventually, we will be needing to use some even if our Pokemon are relatively healed up, we'll have to be leaving to just to restore power points. Who are you? Got 840 for winning. I better tell the boss on floor 11. Yeah, nice way to expose your dear leader's location to me. So what's down this little corridor? I have another. Okay. Yeah, I feel confident in going ahead and just facing this guy. Team Rocket has taken command of Silphco. Rocket wants to fight. Rocket sent out Machop. And yeah, okay, so poison. Okay, no, it's not super effective, but yeah, this one's all the way at level 29, nearly within the same, nearly within, nearly level 30, and we're at like level 35 now, so this is actually kind of a slightly more, we only have a couple of Pokemon, so they tend to be a little higher leveled. Nice, another one joins the level 36 club. Yeah, we'll send out Jigglypuff. Well, I think we're on floor 3 right now, right? Okay, so Body Slam. Yeah, we'll use Body Slam. I did not think it was going to do that much damage, but sure, why not? Oh, and I forgot to start the timer on the Game Boy Night Redeem. So we'll just set it for 15 minutes. I think it's safe to say 5 minutes have passed. And so use Body Slam again, knock them out. Oh, nice! Another in level 36 level. Only Pikachu is still at level 35 at this point. Wahaha, my boss has been after this place. Yeah, these minions don't do a good job keeping their mouths shut with their organization's secrets. Go ahead and save. Now we'll go up. Another floor. Just to keep track of 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in the first, second, third, fourth. Okay, so we're on the 4th floor. Just make sure that. Okay, that confirms we're on the 4th floor. We'll clear each level of all the areas we could access without the warp pads. Nice creepy music in here. It makes it seem as though the Silph building itself is creepy and not just like, to give the sense of danger to the situation our hero is in. Show Team Rocket a little respect. How about we don't? It's it might even be level 30 or higher because there's only one Pokemon. Yeah, 33. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna immediately use Thunder Wave in the hopes that we could stop them from attacking a little bit. Our oh, doggone. Our main form of attack just got since we know this is going to be for the duration of the battle, we're going to we're gonna decrease their accuracy as much as we can get away with. And we're gonna do it one more time. And can we? Are we maxed out on? We'll try it once more, and if it doesn't work, then... Okay, we'll assume that we can't use it anymore. A lot of moves passing without any damage being dealt. But now that we can use Thundershock again... Ooh, it's gonna take a while. Let's try Quick Attack instead. Yeah, it's still gonna take a while, but... Oh, finally, they've dealt some damage to me, and, they took out half our HP with one attack, so... Their attack missed. Surely we could thank that on all those, flashes we used. Fully paralyzed. They're missing a lot of turns because of that alone. So... Oh, they're so close. Okay, they only... And with Quick Attack, we know we're almost guaranteed to go first, so... Cough, cough. Got the 990 for winning. And let's heal up with... Actually... We'll use a fresh water. I don't see any need to heal our other Pokemon right now. Which sounds, if we're actually training creatures, that would be pretty awful, but as far as game strategy goes, so let's see what this memo. It's a Pokemon report. 4 Pokemon evolve only when traded by link cable, which is interesting because it implies that link cables actually physically exist in this game world. It's a Pokemon report. Over 160 Pokemon techniques have been confirmed. It's a Pokemon report. Pokemon Lab created Porygon, the first virtual reality Pokemon. Uh-oh. What? There shouldn't be any children here. What kind of... Oh, it's a juggler. I forgot that there are people other than scientists and rocket agents in the Sylph building. Yeah, he's the juggler archetype, so expect him to swap back and forth between his Pokemon a lot. Use Thunder Wave. Paralyze him, so if he comes back out, they'll still be paralyzed, which is going to be good strategically. Enemy Kadabra's paralyzed, it may not attack. They're fully paralyzed. Alright, so we'll use... Okay, critical hit, nice. They tried, but they missed with their attack, so we just get to go again. They withdrew Kadabra, send out Mr. Mime. This is just what I expected. The Juggler archetype likes to switch out Pokemon a lot, which trainers typically won't do. Enemy Mr. Mime's paralyzed. It may not attack, but it may, after all. It may not be able to attack, but due to lack of space to write all that out more properly, it just says it may not attack. Thundershock. I just remembered, I think Mechakong actually helped me name the Game Boy Knight, because I ran the idea by them. And I think they specifically said, I think the other choice was Game Boy Neon and Game Boy Black, I think were the other choices I was considering. Hey, critical hit. And Mr. Mime fainted. Pikachu got 844 experience. And yes, we will not change Pokemon. Oh, hey there, Mechakong. I didn't know if you're still available or not. But Night is one of those for sure. It gives a spooky vibe. Yeah, this does... I never thought of it that way, but yeah, this does sound like something... I found a weird Game Boy called the Game Boy Knight in a pawn shop, and I played it. And then, Mario came out the game, and his eyes were bleeding! Or something dopey like that. But, And Nice. We did. That's everything I was hoping for. And we beat the juggler. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, indeed. Well, how about? I think at this point we're there. Out of 11 floors, we're 5 up. You're only on floor 5. It's a long way up to my boss. Yeah, I'm glad he confirmed. But if I wasn't keeping count, he did it for me. Are there any other? Oh, there's at least one. Obviously, evil trainer here. We study Pokeball technology on this floor. So yeah, so this is. So there, it seems like there are a certain number of people that Team Rocket had infiltrate as self-employed to be familiar with their operations and what the kind of work they were involved in. Yeah, we'll send out. Have Charmeleon take care of this. Use Thundershock. Critical hit, nice. Yeah, we are a full 10 levels higher than them, so I'm not really too worried. But use coughing. Yes, we will send out Pikachu again. Not quite. But we will, yeah, we'll juggle some now. We'll send out, yeah, bring Charmeleon back out. They use Smog, and I know the sprite with the skull and crossbones on coughing above the face always just really weirded me out. But I mean, just the idea that someone actually spray painted a skull and crossbones on this animal's body is kind of, like, awful. But I guess it's just a natural marking in the universe. And yeah, we're about to go ahead and heal. We're gonna go to the Pokemon Center and heal up after this. And nice, we got to level 36. But to use Weezing, we will not change Pokemon. No particular motivation to make sure Pikachu gets extra EXP now that they're all at 36. I have no particular concern with preserving our PP for our moves right now either. And nice. About to use Magnemite. Will we change Pokemon? No. And yes, I am kind of interested in Charmeleon being the first to get to level 37 so that they can evolve into Charizard. There's no significant advantage in keeping them as a Charmeleon. I did halt their evolution last time they leveled up for that reason, to make sure, like, oh, there's a really cool move they can only learn as Charmeleon, or they'll learn it like 20 levels later otherwise. Nothing like that, so for now, we will swap our Charmeleon back to here. We worked on the ultimate Pokeball, which would catch anything. Oh, there's another Team Rocket guy down there. I heard a kid was wandering around. Yeah, we want to defeat all the Team Rocket agents on each floor. So we'll get rid of this guy. Yeah. I'll bring out Gyarados. He's the only Pokemon that's completely untouched in terms of HP right now. And yeah, let's use our low PP moves. We're about to go to the Pokemon Center to heal up after this anyway for the purpose of restoring PP. maxing out everyone's HP, because we have a few guys that are, would take a few items to heal up that we are not going to use right now. And, yeah, definitely a knockout there. Arbok fainted, and we defeated them. Boom! And is there a path down? Okay, we can't. We actually have to walk our way out. 3, 4. Alright, now we're back on the surface. We're at ground level. Saying surface makes it sound like we're underground. We were not. Okay. We didn't encounter any items yet. I'm interested to see whether or not once we clear, yeah, my plan. I never used this method before. Oh, and by the way, it's time for us to go back to regular old Game Boy mode, to the relief of everyone's eyes. Yeah, this time I'm using Game Boy Pocket mode instead of the Game Boy Light mode. Oh, wrong way. Sorry, everybody. Lost a few seconds there. Fortunately, this is not a speed run. I mean, we are very clearly not using a speed run strats or route, so we need to go to floor 6 to continue. Yeah, we'll clear out all the areas we can access without warp tiles. Then we'll go back to floor 1 and start exploring with warp tiles. That's reminding me to use the okay, so actually I lost count because of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, definitely been here before. So floor 6 now. We'll save and continue our campaign of liberation of the Silphgo building. Now if we go down here. Okay, there's a warp pad here. A scientist, a locked gate with some Pokeballs. That rotten president. He shouldn't have sent me to the Tixie branch. Scientist wants to fight. Oh yes, that's interesting. So it implies that this scientist wanted revenge on the president of Silphgo, so they helped Team Rocket because they got sent to like an irrelevant branch. Scientist sent out Voltorb. We'll go with I mean, this should. Yeah, I thought so. What? Oh. And it didn't even do that much damage. Got to use Coughing. Yeah, he has a lot of Pokemon, but they're all very underleveled. Because when trainers have more Pokemon, they tend to be weaker. To sort of balance out the difficulty. Oh, okay, we're not... It's time for, at the end of this battle, Charmeleon will be evolving again. We will change... Alright, I'm actually closing my eyes. I'll send out a random Pokemon. I honestly have no clue who I'm about to send out. They sent out Magneton, and we're sending out Beedrill. Okay. Yeah, we're going to immediately poison you. And yeah, Mechakong, that yeah, we are definitely yeah, so Charizard will be evolving. We'll have the best one. Not that it's one of my favorites, but it was my first fully evolved starter when I first played Pokemon, In fact, I think only one... I think I've played through once with each starter at some point or another, but typically I would start with Charmander. Now... They're hurt by poison, and they're knocked out. Scientists about to use Magnemite. Will we change Pokemon? No, we will not. We will use... Yeah, the Toxic is, I guess, going to be one of those moves I'm definitely going to want to use a PP up on. Not that we need it now, but we want to have a lot of abilities to use that move repeatedly. And they sent out coughing. No. Yeah, I don't want. I somehow don't think that using Toxic on this Poison Gas Pokemon is going to be particularly effective. But just the route using Cut. This not particularly great damage dealing move. Like, we'll be able to knock them out easily, and there we go. Scientist. Shoot! Got 1,1250. What? Charmeleon is evolving. And is now significantly stronger. Charmeleon evolved into Charizard. Tixie branch? It's in Russian. It's in Russian no man's land. Okay, you have a reference to Russia in Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know if he means Tixie is a word in Russian that means no man's land, or Tixie is a place in Russia, but we're gonna swap out to... Yeah, let's send out... Yeah, we'll send out Gyarados. You dare betray Team Rocket? Betrayal implies I was on your side to begin with, kiddo. Rocket wants to fight. Rocket sent out Zubat. Go Gyarados. And bite. Yeah, let's just bite. And you weren't kidding about the glasses. They ordered some with FL41 lenses. Mecha Kong Chat saying, "Am I familiar with those?" I know. Is that the blue light filter or something different? Because I don't have a problem with like staying up late because of being on my screen or my circadian rhythm being thrown off. So I didn't bother with those in my glasses, but and I just realized I pointed to... I pointed to my real-life glasses. Okay, so... More scientifically... So it's been, like certified by some third parties. You know, I talk about this in my new autism video. But from the age of, like, 12 to about 21... I wore these very dark glasses that looked like sunglasses. They didn't have any UV light filtration for these adverse sensory events I would have that would make people think I was having a stroke. You know, indirectly linked to the, autism-related diagnoses I received as a small child. And yeah, they significantly reduced the number of sensory events I had, but they made it, I was constantly challenged in school by security guards and teachers, even with my documentation, and I never got a single job in my adult life, even with my documentation, until I was able to stop wearing them, where it's like, okay, it's been like 2 years since I've had a major event, so if I go another year without it, I'm going to stop wearing them and see how I do. You know, and fortunately, it just so happened that, you know, through my development, I wasn't having sensory events of that nature at that point. It's not that it's something you necessarily outgrow, but it's like sometimes things like that can change, you know, throughout your lifespan with that sort of stuff. So we got racing our Gyarados to level 37. So do these have any UV filtration factor, or is it just for blue light? Because the blue light filtration filter that I could have had put on my, and by the way, the glasses I was talking about for the light sensitivity stuff, they did not have any vision correction factor at that time. The glasses I wear now are purely the vision correction factor, because when you have older art of my character, the glasses actually had a dark tint to them, because that's back when I was wearing them for the sensory stuff, but now they have clear lenses, and I am no longer need them to be tinted, fortunately. And in fact, it was a specialist that prescribed and tested me for the glasses, and we actually went out of state and spent the night at a family friend's house for the appointment. You traitor! I was never an agent of Team Rocket. If you stand for justice, you betray evil. Oh my gosh, this is really like evil will always triumph because good is dumb level writing, but it's freaking Pokemon, so whatever. Team Rocket is trying to conquer the world with Pokemon. Well, Pokemon conquered the world by itself, but the Rockets came and took over the building. Oh dear, help me please. Look at him, he's such a coward. Oh, well, I don't see you helping anybody. They must have targeted Silph for our Pokemon products. But they're just blocking blue light. Yeah, so do you feel like... Because I asked, like, is this blue light thing supposed to, like, preserve my vision or protect my vision? It's like, no, it's really just to, like, avoid disruptions to your circadian rhythms. And I never really had a problem with that, so I just said don't bother with it then. Ah, there we go. I am one of the 4 Rocket Brothers. I remember that I don't think I ever found all 4 of them as a kid, so I was always like, oh, if I find all 4, something special is gonna happen. Megakong saying for them, it's just that they work on a computer and all their hobbies outside of a few are on screens. Okay. Yeah, like, so is blue light supposed to have a cumulative effect? Because a lot of, like, my word processors, they have LCD screens, but they're not the kind that put out that harsh sort of light like a typical monitor would. Yeah, they made it a family affair joining Team Rocket. They feel like it kind of building up throughout the day. Okay, because I never really talked to someone about that. I just talked to my... Oh my god. I had a vision appointment today and I forgot about it. I suck so much. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Why did my calendar not go off? Oh. I suck. Oh man. That is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. I'm gonna have to apologize to them. I have to apologize to them. I am so embarrassed. And it would not have interrupted, and it would not have interfered with my stream or anything. I am so embarrassed. See, that's why I don't like making appointments like a year in advance, because stupid stuff like this tends to happen. Oh, and they're not going to be open tomorrow, so I'm going to have to call on Monday and apologize. Why did not... I thought I was going to get... Oh, man, that is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Ugh. I thought I was going to... Like, I've been getting constant, like, alerts on in my emails, like, oh, appointment, and then, like, the day of and the day before, I'd get nothing. Okay. That's probably, like, the biggest, like, disruptive real life. That's, like, the first missed appointment, whether in my professional life or for healthcare or anything, that I've had. Yeah, it's not something that happens to me, so I find that so odd that I let that slip. Oh well. And I wonder if they're going to charge me for it. I mean, if I do, then, like, you know, lesson learned, but yeah, you know, for a cancellation fee or a missed appointment fee, I wonder. That is so weird. That is so weird. I was getting constant updates, and then the day before and the day after, I didn't get it. Okay. Yeah, that's really, really distracting. But go ahead and fight our way through this. We'll take our rage out on the first of 4 Rocket Brothers, using actual Dragon Rage. Critical hit. Flame out! No matter, my brothers will avenge me. It's not like you died, jeez. So dramatic. Okay. So only our Charizard is at level 37. Yeah, there are a lot. Okay, have we fought everyone on this floor by now? Yeah, as I was saying, never let him steal my joy. Well, the thing is, it's not like someone did something. It's not like someone wronged me. It's that I forgot an appointment I made a year ago, but still. And I only remembered because we were talking about glasses so much. And what doesn't help is that I did stay home yesterday because of Pokemon Day, which probably made today feel a lot... I mean, I still obviously made it to my stream, but it felt a lot more like a Sunday to me than a Saturday. I don't know. I messed up. I am one of the 4 Rocket Brothers. Okay, no lead up. We're just gonna fight the other one straight away. Rocket wants to fight. They should have sent a text. Yeah, was getting texts, like automated texts and emails, since the beginning of the month. So I really, thought... Yeah, what happened was I went to get my eyes checked, like, a year ago. And I think I told the story yesterday of when I went to get my, my glasses, and they put in the eye drops, and I forgot that I was supposed to stay once I shopped for the glasses, and, yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say sick, you know, it's not... it was inconvenient. It was but, I change Pokemon now. Yeah, we'll just use Dragon Rage. Gyarados' attack fell. Doesn't affect Gyarados. Yeah, I put in the eye drops and forgot and just left the store, and I'm like, gee, I wonder why it's so bright out. Ack, brothers, I lost. Doesn't matter, my brothers will repay the favor. So now we can bring, let's put Pikachu up there. I don't have to wait a year for another appointment. I'd be shocked if that was the case, but, it's not like I'm having any... Ho ho, I smell a little rat. I know one thing I am I do want to get sunglasses with my current prescription, and you can like the glasses like I'm wearing on my model. These are basically just the glasses I wear in real life. They're just big, dorky, sort of like generic glasses. Like I call these like insurance glasses because I remember once when I was little, I was, you know, just toddling along behind my mom, and this is definitely before Pokemon. This is probably like 94, 95 or something. I remember I was at the store, the eyeglass place with my mom, and like one of the only basically the insurance back then, I guess, didn't cover most of the cool looking glasses. The only ones the insurance covered were like these dorky, like generic, like utilitarian glasses. And I just remember that being a thing that made an impression on me. And so when I got my glasses, I wanted, like, I don't know why I wasn't thinking this way when I got my darker glasses with the filter on them for my sensory stuff, but maybe because of my experience with that, and I wanted, when I got my glasses years later with my actual vision correction in them, I wanted like dorky utilitarian glasses so no one would think that I was trying to look cool, only for that to end up being kind of like a nerd, ironically like chic nerd look anyway. So critical hit and the Eradicate fainted. Rocket's about to use Arbok. Light change Pokemon, no. And we will use Thundershock. Enemy Arbok's attack continues. We'll use another. Yeah, our defense is gonna fall from that, but I believe we'll be able to, we're 10 levels ahead. Let's use Quick Attack. We might be able to end this turn. If they survive, it'll be by 1 or 2 hit points, and yeah, of course, that's exactly what happened. We'll use Quick Attack again. Knock him out. Enemy Arbok fainted. Pikachu gained 819 experience points. Rocket's about to use Coughing. No, we will not. What do we want to do? Yeah, let's push through. Critical hit. Now, what I want to do, as I was saying, they were the vintage Pikachu tea yesterday. Oh, you know, perfect for Pokemon Day. That's really cool. I didn't see. Who is this? A Zubat? Oh, Golbat. We will dispatch them effortlessly using Thundershock. I will be shocked if this does not knock them out in one hit. We're 10 full levels ahead of them. They are a flying type, and we are an electric type, and electric is super effective against flying, so this should not last long. Okay. They actually did live that. Oh! We actually got knocked out. Our first knockout of the entire... Okay. We'll use... No. Alright. We'll use Horn Attack. There we go. H defeated Rocket. Lights out. Got 780 for winning. Okay, so we cleared another floor. We will... let's save. Let's save. Okay, another guy here. Hehehe. You mistook me for a sylph worker? No, I fully expected to battle you. Scientist sent out electrode. Why? First move. Oh, we changed Pokemon? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Yeah, that poison gas isn't going to do much damage to us, so... Critical hit. Enemy Muck used Pound. We'll use... Enemy Muck fainted. We defeated the Scientist. I'm done! You got 1450. Despite your age, you're a skilled trainer. Oh, our first item. Now, who's that butthole up there, I wonder? Now, let's, Okay, so we have... Let's, exit out. Let's go heal up again. Let's get... I do want to buy an escape rope. I think would be useful. I do have escape ropes. I could have used one just now, but... I think the escape ropes are going to be more useful if we want to exit out and leave while we are in more of the maze area of the formed... Once we actually start using the warp tiles. Okay, so that's the psychic's house. So let's use the bike. So where's the shop? So there's the guardhouse on the way out of here. So if we go down... Okay, there's the mart. Ow! Watch where you're walking. Okay, let's go in the mart. Revive is costly, but it revives fainted Pokemon. Max Repel lasts longer than Super Repel for keeping weaker Pokemon away. Hi there. Okay, let's get... Wow, we have... I don't think we've ever had this much money before. We don't... Okay, we do have the opportunity to buy... I doubt we'll need... This right here, this will be enough escape ropes for the rest of the game. I doubt we'll even use a lot of them. But we'll get a couple of revives while we're here. And we have the chance for the first time to buy hyper potions. We'll get 6 of these bad boys. Alright, so Pokeflute, we'll put... So, Pokeflute... Okay, so we're gonna swap out the Hyper Potion. And we'll swap out whatever's beneath the Hyper Potion. The Revive. Swap out the Antidote for Revive. Swap out the Antidote for Paralyze Heal. Swap out the Escape Rope for the Paralyze Heal. And bring the Escape Rope up 1 with the Calcium at the bottom. We'll go to the Pokemon Center. We'll deposit that calcium, heal up our team, and then head back into the building. I think we're on floor 7 or 8. Okay, so there's the Pokemon Center. Welcome to the Pokemon Center. Yep. Go heal. I remember one of the... I haven't thought about this specifically in a number of years. One of my first... The first Pokemon website that I really loved a lot was called Pikachu's Pokemon Center. And Center was spelled like the Canadian or European way. Like C-E-N-T-R-E. And, so we'll deposit that calcium. No room left to store items. Really? I never knew there was such a thing as running out of room to store items. I never even heard of that before. I never heard of that before. I feel like I've never had this happen before. You know what? So we've got HP up. Do we have PP up? We don't have PP. Okay, we do have... You know what? We'll use PP up. And, you aren't I don't know what you're talking about, Azurest, in chat. I'm kind of confused. So if you could, elaborate on that, it would help a lot. And I could... Alright. Alright. We'll use this on... Oh, no more room to store clothes? Well, it said no more room to store items, not, like, clothes specifically. Like, you don't have an interchangeable wardrobe in this game. Some Pokemon games, the newer ones, you actually do have an interchangeable wardrobe. You can buy new outfits and stuff like that. But, let's see. We could put in... Okay, we want to give... Beedrill. We're going to raise the PP of Toxic. There we go. So now we have one more spot for this calcium. Alright. And we might as well take out the nugget if we're that low on space. And go ahead and sell that, because all that is a store of money. Alright, so we'll go up and around. Go up and around, back down. No, we need to go one block up. Right beneath the self-building? And the no. Okay, 2 blocks up from where I was at. It's down this street. Go ahead and sell that. A little more space to, Alright. Okay, we could actually just go straight down from here. And... Alright. I think we're at floor 7. And then we'll do our next break. So we'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. Doesn't matter, my brothers will pay the bills. Okay, so we cleared off this floor already. So we'll save right here. And right before the our timer clears out before our next break, we will just go ahead. I'd say this is definitely going to be our last break of the stream. And when we come back, we'll do another hour. My goal for today, okay, I want to clear out all the floors of the Silphco building that could be accessed without using the warp tiles. And then next stream we'll focus on actually exploring the more maze-like parts that you have to access through those warp pads. So I'll be back in 6 minutes for another hour, and then we'll probably call it. Hey everyone, I'm back, and we're gonna hop right back into it. We will play for no more than 60 additional minutes to be more realist. I don't think to accomplish my goals, I don't think it'll take more than 15-20 minutes tops. So what I will do is, if I end up accomplishing my gameplay goals in terms of my progress through the Silphco building, hey there, Azurest, what I will do is I will pop Pokemon Pinball back in for until like for another 10 or 15 minutes to make up for it, so I'm not cheating you out of the extra hour I have on that timer entirely. That's as far as you'll go, to quote Birdo from How Do I Feel About the Second Pokemon Pinball Game? The one on Game Boy Advance, actually that's the first Pokemon Pinball game I personally own, and I enjoyed it a lot. I can tell you some stories about it. I know my first retail job as an adult was in a dollar store, and there was a dinky little sort of cubicle walled off area in the back sort of storeroom where we would take our 10-minute snack breaks, and I would have a juice box, a little pack of cookies, and it was an opportunity for, even though it was deep into the DS era, it was an opportunity for me to actually do something with my Game Boy Micro, which unfortunately I didn't get to do a whole bunch with. I got it the day it came out in North America, but we're already in the DS era by then. But hey, a smaller Game Boy Micro game, it's perfect for only a few minutes to play and have a little quick snack. So that's when I got my Game Boy Micro, and I would I had my Game Boy Micro, but that's when I got my copy, and I thought, what would be a perfect game to play for just a few minutes, because I only had 10 minutes. It wasn't even a 15-minute break. A half-hour lunch break, was bad enough, but it wasn't even a 15-minute break. It was a little 10-minute snack break, and I ordered a copy of Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, and that was the first Pokemon Pinball game I own. I mean, there are only 2 in the series, and that was the sequel to, so I think I've, only because of playing Pokemon Pinball for these streams, I think I may have more hours put into Pokemon Pinball on Game Boy Color than the original game. But we'll knock him out real quick with Thundershock. Yep, just as I expected. Oh, and if we do complete my goals, we are going to go back to Celadon and restock on some soft drinks. Yeah. I doubt. Nice. Okay, yeah, I didn't think I was going to knock them out in one go, but... And great, they leveled up, which is what we love to see. And we've got a... Yeah, let's give someone else a try. Let Jigglypuff knock out this Rattata. And... rest. No, that's a move for when we actually have lost some HP. And one hit KO. And we defeated the Rocket. Not enough grit. If you don't turn back, I'll call for backup. Well, you see what I'm capable of, so I'm not really too worried. Okay, so if we... No. Wall. All these beds are so weird. I believe there's a bit more of a culture of Japanese office workers sleeping in their offices. Is that what this is a reference to? I am one of the 4 Rocket Brothers. This is the 3rd one we fought, and I think the 4th one, I remember them being at the end of a narrow, corridor. But yeah, the second Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy Advance, I would rate it 10 out of 10, fantastic. Totally go for it. It's the only thing wrong with it is that it's the last game in the series. There was one proposed for DS that wasn't going to be by Jupiter Core. Oh, did you see that they recently dumped a Pokemon game, and I guess a officially licensed Pokemon game that got cease and desist by Nintendo out of existence? Because I guess when they made the deal with Warner Brothers to bring over the first 2 or 3 Pokemon movies, that deal included, you know, permission for them to put out promotional material. And yeah, Pikachu's already level 37, so I really don't mind. But and so as part of that promotional material, Warner Bros. Commissioned the company to make like a first-person polygonal Pokemon adventure game based on Pokemon the movie 2000, The Power of One. And Nintendo threw a huge shit fit and were like, we didn't give you the rights to make a Pokemon game. This is going to confuse our customers to think that we're going to be making a polygonal Pokemon game for N64, and we can't have that, and take this down immediately. And yeah, so it was a game that, like, I guess it didn't occur to Warner Brothers that Nintendo would consider them making a free-to-access Pokemon browser game that has better visuals than what was in the mainline games for Pokemon would be something that would upset them. To Warner Brothers, they're just like, hey, like, we're making a game to get kids to come and see the movie, and Nintendo literally said, we're sending this a cease and desist because it's too good and it's going to confuse our customers with our actual products. And that recently got dumped because one of the developers saved all the files, so... I mean, if Nintendo sends another cease and desist, or a Pokemon company, I mean, it's too late, the files are already out there. But it's kind of hilarious that a game that was created, like, under official licensing from Pokemon and Nintendo, ended up getting a cease and desist sent. So it's not just fan games. They will send a C&D over actual stuff that they theoretically actually did sign off on. And of course, fortunately, the developers... Oh, doggone. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but you can see how deeply concerned I am. Alright. Doggone, not again. Yeah, the Bitterberry in... Yeah, the Bitterberry in Pokemon Gold and Silver onwards can cure confusion. But we don't have those because there are no berries because those don't exist yet. Do I have to use coughing? No, we'll not use. Yeah, it's a bit twisted of Nintendo, but that's how they roll. No, I mean... Now, there's probably specific things in the contract saying that they had to write, like saying that Warner Brothers or their contractors had the right to make interactive websites to promote the movie. And in fact, if Warner Brothers failed to do that, they'd probably be in violation of the contract and get sued by Nintendo for it. But that there's probably, like, the language was probably ambiguous enough that Warner Brothers didn't consider that making a game on the interactive website would be infringing upon Nintendo's, would not be within the spirit of Nintendo's. It was within the letter, but I guess not within the spirit of what Nintendo expected. And yeah, they literally were intimidated by the quality, which is kind of hilarious. Enemy coughing fainted. Nice, level 37. And we defeated that rocket. Woo! Oh, brothers. Alright, we'll go ahead, because we do want to see if we could give them any additional... Oh yeah, we have to actually go to our items menu, because we're in the old days before our first revive of the campaign. We're doing great on... We use a soda pop, which should get them, yep, nearly to full. at this point, I'm actually going to stop buying freshwaters. Actually, no. We've got enough freshwaters, but... Ah. You look like you're up to no good, Mr. Scientist Man. You're causing us problems. Good. Scientist wants to fight. Scientist sent out Grimer. Yeah, we're not gonna bother with, yeah, we're not gonna bother with, trying to poison it. It's not gonna work. Our pin missile was disabled. Oh no. Good thing that's not the main attack we're using right now. And we're obviously faster, so there's no reason to use agility. Scientist is about to use Electrode. Alright, who wants to put in your bets as to whether or not they're going to self-destruct? Yeah, we might as well use... Yeah, we only had 10 power points for Toxic, now we have 12. So, critical hit, yeah. Light screen. Protects against special attacks. And of course self-destruct for no reason at all. Nothing to be gained by doing that at this point, because I think that's their last Pokemon. NH defeated Scientist. Huh? I lost? Got 1450 for winning. So what do you think of Sylph Building's maze? I really haven't tried to tackle it yet. Okay, so we walked right in front of him. Let's see who's in here. Okay, there's no one in here. Let's take a spot check on... Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll use a freshwater. Yeah, freshwaters really are a strictly top-off territory at this point. You know, just to bump them up a little bit if they're only missing... It's like our Band-Aid. If they got a little scratch on them, we'll use a freshwater. Your Pokemon have weak points. I can nail them. Let's see. Scientist wants to fight. Scientist sent out Voltorb. And Beedrill's at we'll start by using Toxic. Probably a little excessive, but whatever. We'll use, yeah, there we go. They used Screech. Our defense is going to fall significantly. And we'll use Cut and knock him out. Voltorb fainted. Nice. Level 37. Science about to use Coughing. Will we change Pokemon? Yes, we will send out. Yeah. And we'll use Body Slam. And they're paralyzed now. So we'll definitely be knocking them out the next turn. Good. Nice. Another level up. Our whole team is level 37 now, so it's been a while. Let's have Gyarados come out. Use Dragon Rage. I believe Surf... I wonder, would Surf be super effective against Magneton and Gen 2? Because I believe they are both Steel and Electric type. Enemy Magneton fainted. Gyarados got 966. You hammered me. Indeed I did. Exploiting weak points does work. Think about element types. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I believe this floor is nearly cleared out as far as what we get access without the warp tiles. Oh, I don't remember this area. Okay, yeah, okay, there was someone else down here. I am one of the 4 Rocket Brothers. Okay, this is 4 for 4. Yeah, you don't get anything special for fighting all 4 of them and defeating them, so... We'll use... Yeah, let's use Bite. Let's use Dragon Rage. Uh-oh, not confused, right? Come on. You just need to get... Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Oh... Yeah! They use Dragon Rage. Nice. And... Good. Okay. Well, I was about to use Drowsy. Here's use Bite. And there we go. About to use Hypno. Nope. We'll go ahead and do the thing. Okay, Jill. Chill. Okay. Alright, we're doing good. We're doing good. I got worried for a second, but... I believe we are close to the top of the building and finishing my intentions for the night. Hold on. Got 990 for... Okay. Roar, brothers, I lost! That's 4 out of 4. We beat the set now. Our brothers will avenge you. Your brothers have already fallen. So have a nice defeat. Okay, we've got another floor here. I wish it would say, like, when you enter a floor, I believe this is the last one before enough of your silly games. Enough of your empty threats. And Dragon Rage. No reason not to. I believe this is the last 4 we're gonna have to clear out. Alright, Magnemite fainted. Now you've got a Coughing coming up. And we'll stick with who we've got out now. No need to change giant elemental monsters midstream. Nice! Good. So Gyarados is now level 38. No continues left! Yeah, go ahead and make that nerdy reference. Are you satisfied with beating me? Then go on home, you loser! Like, oh my goodness, what a crybaby. Okay. Alright, so we've got, we defeated him. Who else is on this floor? Oh. We finally found a treasure trove of items. Welcome to floor 10. So good of you to join me. Only one Pokemon. It might even be level like 33. Wow. One of the stronger Pokemon we fought from one of these guys so far. So we'll use and critical hit. Not very effective. We'll use. There we go. That was a nice quick fight. I'm stunned! Oh! Nice try, but the boardroom is up one more floor. And I know we'll need a special key, so we found a Carbos. A rare candy. Nice, okay. Highly desirable. And TM26. I don't know what that... Let's see what that does, or what TM that is. So, the TM contains Earthquake. Let's see who could. Only Charizard could theoretically learn it. So, if it's not something, but we will use. Let's check our item list again. I forgot what Carbos does. So this is abilities and attacks item list. So Calcium Carbos here. Sell it on department store. Boost the speed rating. Yeah, we might as well use it. Okay, we're gonna use it on whoever has the lowest speed. So, okay, so stats. Attack, defense, speed 76. No, we want 76, 70, another one at 76. 89 speed, okay. 63 speed. 36 speed. 79 speed. So I believe it's between Jigglypuff has 36 speed and what does Nidorino have? 36. 63. Alright, Jigglypuff has the lowest speed, so Jigglypuff gets the Carbos. And their speed rose. That's a permanent stat increase there. And we'll use the rare candy on and they're all level 38 except for, you know what? We're gonna use it on I'm gonna use it on a random Pokemon. I'm gonna close my eyes. Now at this point I actually genuinely do not know where the cursor is. So I'm gonna go 10 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it's anyone other than our one level 38. Alright, it's Jigglypuff. They get the level up there. Alright, so and I believe there's no one we could fight on this floor. Yeah, this is the office, oh, there is someone we could fight here, actually. Yeah, let's just go in. Let's fight them. Halt! Do you have an appointment with my boss? I think he'll be able to pencil me in. Oh wow, a full set of, well, nearly full set of 5 Pokemon. You are destined to not to be particularly strong examples. Critical hit. And let's use red. Nice, another critical hit. Got to use Zubat. Yeah, we'll actually no, Pikachu's knocked out. I'll just stick with what we've got. Another critical hit. I'm about to use Rattata. No, we will not change Pokemon. We'll use Slash again. Yeah, we're just tearing through this team effortlessly. About to use Ekans. Wow, actually, and we did get the one-hit KO this time, finally. H defeated Rocket. God, demolished! Got 750 for winning. Watch your step, my boss likes his Pokemon rough. Okay, that's the... We have now defeated every single trainer in this main corridor, which means we could save time. You could take... You want to go back down to the first floor. So we'll go down. Yeah, we'll head... Actually, we might as well... Let's go directly to the Celadon City Pokemon Center. Yeah. Yeah, so Celadon might as well just be a suburb of Saffron, because you see how freaking close it is. Heck, actually, in terms of step count, Celadon's Pokemon Center may plausibly be closer than Saffron City's is. Okay. Alright, we're definitely not teaching any Pokemon Earthquake right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and deposit. I'm gonna deposit the TM26, and I believe that's the last spot we have for item storage right now. And I'm just looking at, I'm glancing at the, okay, the Ultra, FG, Hyper Potion. Okay, so the Hyper Potion restores 200 HP. Okay. So at this point, what we're gonna do, we've got a bunch of leftover fresh waters. We're gonna make Soda Pop our new minimal healing item. Okay. Okay, so 15. You're gonna get 6 Soda Pops. No, of course I get a freaking fresh water first thing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And the progression as we go from fresh waters being effectively a full heal in most cases, to being to our Pokemon being so strong, having so much HP that they're not really that great of an item to use anymore is really interesting. It's a good way to measure. So we got 13. Let's go 13. You want to get 7 lemonades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more. Okay. Yeah, I'm not messing up and buying a bunch of accidental fresh waters this time. Oh no, we need one more. I want to have 21. Because I never want to use that last one. I want to keep that item slot there so that, okay. So we've got Hyper Push 6. Revive, we got 12. I don't want to use more than 11. So Antidote, 8. We're good on antidotes and paralyzed heals. We'll definitely won't need that many antidotes or paralyzed heals. I mean, for the heck of it, I'll buy three antidotes. But it's not, okay, we want to talk to the guy on the left. 8. So we've got antidote. Alright. So, check. So we've got 11 antidotes, 7. We'll buy 4 paralyzed heals. And it should be a very long time before we have to actually go and use any of those. I don't think, if I couldn't buy antidotes or paralyzed heals, there's a good chance we'd be able to get through about most of the game without really needing to buy more at this point. But, so we're gonna head on this way. Yeah, I've decided we are going to be buying something that's right now exclusive to the Saffron department store, and I feel like with the types of items available, they really do intend for Saffron to be completed after Fuchsia, because you can't get Ultra Potions at the market in Fuchsia City. So we have how many Hyper Potions? You have 6. We're gonna 5. And how many revives do I have? We definitely have lots of revives. We have 12. Okay. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I believe that'll take us to the stock that we want to have. Okay. You have 11 paralyzed heals, 11 antidotes, 12 revives, the Poke Flute for sleeping. You have 11 Hyper Potions, 21 lemonades, 21 soda pops, 18 fresh waters. Yeah, I think we're good. So what we'll do is we're gonna save our game. We're going to save our game right in the front of, at 40 hours and 55 minutes. And let's set our timer for 9 more minutes. And we'll, for now, why don't we switch back to Pokemon Pinball. As I take my cartridge out of the system. And we'll play for a few more minutes as we close up for the night. Yep, and thank you deeply, Azurest. Never... for the subscription at tier 1. Never at all necessary, but always deeply, deeply appreciated. I know, let me get a sip of water real quick. Yeah, so the cool thing about having a community that, you know, is pretty solid is that, you know, just the reliability and knowing that you are going to be part of someone's week, whether they could see you live while you're streaming, and participate in chat if they want to, or if they're going to be lurking and doing other things, or if they'll be watching on the VOD that they'll look forward to seeing. Just knowing that you're going to be a special thing in someone's week, a special part of their entertainment life that they'll look forward to, is something that, I guess you'd think it would be kind of obvious getting into this hobby, but actually realizing that that's happening and that certain people will order food and can't wait to watch you each time you go live on your schedule. It's been quite an honor, because I know that there are other streamers, before I ever, started broadcasting myself, who were kind of like that for me. And Azra is saying, social with no gas before Svengoolie. If you don't know, that's a show that Svengoolie hosts old horror and science fiction type stuff, if I remember correctly. I only saw that once because I don't watch a lot of television in any context. I don't even have a television, like a proper television in my apartment. But yeah, the closest I have is, if I want to watch YouTube or pop in a DVD on my computer in my apartment. But I don't even have a proper TV. When I get a bigger apartment, then maybe I'll get a TV. But let's see. We have 5 minutes left. Can we catch this Abra? Okay. And you see that I didn't use the bike, but this music right here is a remix of the bicycle theme. And Megakong is saying having a smaller space can be a blessing and force you to keep things simple. Yeah, honestly, with a lot of the challenges, I wouldn't mind, if I grew and became more popular than I am now or whatever, but I would never want the pressure of being a professional streamer. Honestly, I feel like if I seriously had to say, okay, I need to do these shows and drum up, cheers and paid subscriptions, or else I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, my groceries, my insurance, my rent. What I would have to do to make that a viable business would ruin everything that I like about streaming right now. And I'm glad I got, a good 3 hours in today of gameplay, pretty much, but it's when it's a challenge to even get in 4 hours of gameplay, in terms of my physical stamina. There's no way I could do when professional streamers do when they only stream for 6 hours and 4 to 6 hours and apologize for a shorter stream. It's I couldn't do it. It's not just playing video games for a living. Even just as a hobby basis, what I do for these very simple shows with very simple production values, excluding, this avatar here, that's probably the biggest investment in my production values that I've made. Aside from that, it's I'm basically doing the same kind of show I'd be doing if I was doing a webcam stream right now. Yeah, having to play versus wanting to play, and then making sure you're playing things that your viewers want to see, in large enough numbers that they're maintaining subscriptions and cheering bits and everything, and doing paid tips on your tip jar, which it's not something I've had to worry about. I just hey, come on in if you want to see me, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm not asking for subs. I'm not asking for cheers, and I'm having a great time. I wish I could more easily do longer streams, simply just because I want to get through more gameplay more often. If I could do, 4 or 5 hour streams as standard, I would have finished Pokemon years ago. But and then, you know, even these 3 to 4 hour top streams I do on you know, once a week right now, it's a significant portion hours out of my life. You know, it's rough to decide what am I going to sacrifice in order to do the stream. But we're at 7:58. I think this is a good moment to call it. I'm going to see. Let's see who's around right now. Who's live? Art. Okay. So Bartface, who is much nicer than his screen name would suggest, is doing art and trance tunes, and I knew they did art, but I never saw them do art on stream before. So I'm gonna actually raid into them. Hold on. So, alright, and they're actually the top option, which is great. So everyone say hi to Bartface. They're doing some art that wouldn't look out of place in a metal album from what I'm glancing at here. So I will see you all a week from now. Oh wait, did I actually update? No, I forgot to update my Go Live screen, but I will be back on Saturday, the 7th of March, and I will see you all next time, and thank you for watching.